A lot of people have been telling me that I've been looking at the Blitz and Stolas situation too close-minded, I'm too biased towards Stolas, and that they're both bad, or not bad people, but they're both in the wrong in this relationship. And usually, I would plant my feet in the ground and I would double down. But instead of doubling down and then tripling down and then sextupling down like I usually do, instead, I decided to use my little brain for a second. So, what I did 3 days ago, I posted a poll on the YouTube community tab saying, Team Stolas or Team Blitz? And the options that you could vote for were Team Stolas, Team Blitz, or the situation is too complex to take a side. Now, I received 55,000 votes on this poll. Thanks, guys. I received 55,000 votes on this poll, and one comment really stuck out to me. A lot of comments stuck out to me, actually, which is why I'm making this video. But one comment that really stuck out to me is this one. Something tells me this poll isn't what Danny wanted, which I thought was interesting. I think it's funny that the results of the poll being overwhelmingly in the favor of the situation is too complex to take a side. I think it's funny that somebody saw that and was like, oh boy, Danny's not going to be happy about that. Danny thinks Team Stolas is the answer. But I really didn't. I kind of knew. Oh my god, 2,000 viewers! By the way, this is a live stream. I'm gonna have my editor turn this into a video. Wow! Lots of people are watching. That's crazy. Let's see how it's going real quick, because usually the audio starts off whack. Let's see. Tom, you can cut all this stuff. Cool, so far so good. So far everyone seems to be able to understand me. So, this is a live stream, because I wanted to talk about the Blitz and Stolas situation, their relationship, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to give your input. Because the reason I'm making this video is because you guys have been so unbelievably cool and understanding and, like, just nice when it comes to this situation. Usually I throw out a take on the internet. No one's into it. Nobody's nice about it. Everybody acts like I should be deplatformed for it. Anyone remember when I played God of War Ragnarok? But with this, what's been really fascinating to me... A played recording? I was so sure this was a played recording. Oh, sorry, I got a text. Yeah, sorry, this is an impromptu live stream. But the reason I want to make this video and the reason this situation's been so fascinating to me is because so many of you aren't, like, you don't want to just, like, dive on the internet and, like, be angry about something, as is the case with, like, a lot of shows or subjects. A lot of you, in the comments of this poll and the comments of my videos, like, are really interested in having a nuanced discussion. People are being nice to each other, people are disagreeing, but respectfully. It's been really cool, especially since the Helluva Boss and Has Been Hotel community gets a, like, unjustifiably bad rap. So yeah, making this a live stream, this kind of gonna be, like, more loosey-goosey video when I turn it into a video. I spent, like, an hour sitting here just kind of, like, wondering whether or not I wanted to make this a live stream or a pre-recorded video. But there's a lot of comments here that are really interesting to me. And the reason that this is titled, I Was Wrong About Blitz, is because I want to point out a few things that really swayed my opinion on the situation. And I want to start with, down here, let me see, if I type in watch. Here we go. When you watch it once, you're Team Stolas. But when you rewatched it and focus on Blitz, you get a better understanding of his point of view. Blitz doesn't even know Stolas likes him other than physically, because Stolas is always crudely flirting with him. Most of, if not all, the romance was shown to us when Stolas was alone, so Blitz's reaction was actually pretty valid, although I do think he overdid it. They just need to talk like adults. They just need to talk like adults seems to be the overwhelming majority opinion, which I can get down with. I can agree with that. A lot of people are donating. Let me shout this out. Holy shit. Thank you for the $10. A Duck. Thank you for the 150, Fox Pony. Thank you everyone who's been donating. Getting a lot of donations, which I really appreciate. Glitchy Frog, your videos have been helping me through a very difficult situation. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope your situation lightens up soon. But yeah, I'm not gonna be ignoring chat this whole time for anyone who's concerned about that. I'm just gonna get some points out, and then I'll kind of like open the floor to chat, and I'll be reading donations. Team Couples Therapy, thank you for the $22. Impromptu Danny, but the respectful debate. Yeah, so if you're donating, I'll keep an eye out for that, but otherwise, I think I'm going to get my points out and then give the floor to you guys, essentially. But this comment really kicked off my self-discovery journey, or rather, kicked off my redemption arc when it comes to Blitz and Stolas. When you watch it once, you're Team Stolas, but when you rewatch it, you focus on Blitz. And I think I understand why that is. And it's because Stolas is, on the surface, a lot nicer and a lot more innocent seeming than Blitz. Thank you for the $10. Johnny, thank you. Thank you for the $10. And also thank you for the $2, A Verdant Flow. But on the surface, Stolas is a lot more kind of like, I don't know, it's easier to side with Stolas because he's the one actively being hurt more frequently. And the first episode where both Blitz and Stolas are noticeably hurt is the like Asmodeus episode. And Stolas is kind of the victim of that episode, and they start to try and turn it on to Blitz, where Stolas is like all excited for this date, he's being like respected and appreciated by this person he really cares about, and the whole time you know that sorry, getting Discord messages. And the whole time, you know that this is headed for disaster, so you really feel for Stolas. And then, when it turns to, like, being about Blitz, when Blitz drops off Stolas, and Stolas is like, oh, you know, you could just come inside, and we can, like, just talk. We don't have to have sex or anything. And Blitz is like, don't try and fucking make this something it isn't. For me, and for a lot of viewers, I think, that comes too late, because we know the whole time, like, for 20 minutes, we're emotionally prepping ourselves for Stolas to get hurt by Blitz, and then when Blitz is like, you're hurting me, it almost comes too late, and it's almost like, oh, shut up, you just hurt this very nice, sweet bird person. But then what really, and I'll explain my side of the argument, because there are things about, like, team they both suck that I still don't fully agree with. Thank you for the $5. Thank you, everybody. There's things about that I still don't fully agree with. But there are a few key instances that really changed my mind in, like, a strong way, and I will and want to highlight those. But one of my major talking points in, like, one of my major reasons for believing that Stolas was, like, more in the right is the fact that Blitz kind of initiated the transactional relationship. So a big thing that, like, Team Blitz / Team They Both Need Therapy likes to say is that, or one of their big points is that it's a transactional relationship and there's a power imbalance that sides towards Stolas. It's a fucked up relationship and it's Stolas' fault because he has all of this financial power, he has all this societal power, and he used that power to put Blitz into a relationship that he kind of can't say no to. And there's a few things that I think are, like, incorrect about that. Thank you for the $5. Dang, wrap it up. My lunch break ends in 7 minutes. All right, wrapping it up. I was wrong about Blitz. I do think that the situation is too complex to take a side in, and they, and Blitz is less entirely in the wrong. I don't even know if that's true. I think it's more, Stolas is more in the wrong than I was giving him credit for. Anyway, that's the live stream. Thank you so much for being here on your lunch break, but unfortunately, because their lunch is over, we have to call it quits. Just kidding, obviously. That's why I don't like live streams, because that bit would have worked really hard in editing, and as a live stream, I just have to awkwardly be like, haha, but seriously. But no, so I don't think that power imbalance thing is as strong of an argument for two reasons. For one, like I said, Blitz was the one who initiated it, which I've always found to be kind of fucked. In episode 1 of season 2, and I've got my fucking receipts here. In episode 1 of season 2, this is the wrong receipt. Hold on. Episode 1 of season 2. Blitz breaks into Stolas' house because he's trying to steal this book. And Blitz, knowing that Stolas and him were, like, briefly friends when they were kids, and I'm not gonna gloss over the fact that Blitz was, like, rented to Stolas' family, we'll get to that, but knowing that they were briefly friends growing up, like, he used that information to manipulate Stolas, and he used, like, sex to manipulate Stolas so that he could steal the book. And then he briefly feels kind of bad about it. Briefly. Because Stolas is, like, really into it. Is this playing? Yeah.
You are so forward, Blitz.
So he's, like, briefly very into it. And the whole time he's trying to get the book. And then he ties him up. And then he feels bad. And then decides to go back and have sex with him. And then, after they have sex, he skedaddles with the book. So, again, I think this transactional thing, stealing a book and pity sex... Stealing a book and pity sex is not equal to a year-long sexual deal where someone has power over your livelihood. But here's the thing. It's that... Thank you for the $5, also. At first I was like... What's funny about this format of doing a live stream is that at first I was like, oh, they're pissed at me. And then I was like, well, they donated. So, to some extent, you clearly must like me. But anyway... I agree to an extent, but I want to mention my second point as to why the power imbalance thing is, like, hard for me to, like, fully wrap my head around, is because, so they said, stealing a book and pity sex is not equal to a year-long sexual deal where someone has power over your livelihood. I think pity sex is, like, sugarcoating it too much. 'Cause it's, like... It's like pretty equally fucked what Blitz did. Because again, he initiates this transaction where he's like, alright, I'll give you sex so I don't have to feel bad about taking the book. Why is that different than what Blitz is doing with, or why is that different from what Stolas is doing with Blitz? Because then Stolas is like, you want the book... I mean, it's like the reverse negotiation in my mind. And also, a lot of people are like, oh, Stolas has all of this power over Blitz, but it's not like he's really even his boss. He, like, hires him for, like, a couple of gigs. And then that's it. Like, Stolas has never really, like... Or not even that... It's not even that Stolas has never, like, flaunted his power. It's that the show hasn't ever really, like, explored that, like, Stolas could ruin Blitz financially or something. Because how could he? Blitz is a contract killer. Like, I guess unless Stolas is, like, arrest him. But anyway, I do think... I think this scene is, like, an equivalent of their situation. You guys may disagree. It's not Stolas' fault per se, but there's 1000% empower balance in his favor. It's not that there isn't an empower balance. Here's where the power imbalance is, like, I don't fully wrap my head around it. I think the, like, morals of Helluva Boss are very confused and very confusing. Danny, love your content and thoroughly enjoying the deep dive. Okay, cool. Danny, please rewatch episode 1 where Stolas calls Blitz when he's getting chased down. I bring you to receipt number 2. Boom! I've already done that. Check this out. Okay, we'll watch this together. Here we go. I got my muffs on. We're gonna watch this real quick. Hold on. This is so goddamn long.
It's a really bad time.
When isn't it a bad time, Blitzy?
What is it?
I've been meaning to follow up on our last little conversation regarding my grimoire.
What did you just call me?
My book, Blitzy. The book I was given to do my job that I have allowed you to use to do yours.
I can hear you.
Well, so that right there, too, I feel so stupid looking with these things on. But that right there, too, is like, that implies that Stolas, or that Blitz stole the book that day after using sex to manipulate Stolas. And then, for a couple more times, Stolas, like, was just letting him use the book. So Blitz bought the book with sex and manipulation. But so we're gonna continue.
Arlen? Shit.
Anywho, I have been thinking. You know, I have been permitting you to access the mortal realm less than legally for some time now, but I do need it back to fulfill my duties. I was thinking...
Oh, I guess that's it, too. Is that... Okay, so it is illegal. I see that right there. Him being like, by the way, nudge, nudge, it's illegal. That's red flag 1. That's a point for Team Blitz right there.
What if we worked out some kind of exchange? Favors for favors. Doesn't that sound enticing?
You gotta stop using your fancy-ass rich people talk, okay? I'm trying to concentrate on not getting fucked in my A!
Oh, turn the volume up. Okay.
Once a month, on the full moon, you return the book to me, followed by a night of passionate fornication. And you get to keep it all the rest of the time, Sound fair, my little imp?
Fine, whatever!
Oh,
It's funny because... Wait, hold on. Let me continue this real quick.
Blitz, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to feel your slimy...
Okay, never mind. Let me not continue. It's funny, a lot of people have brought up the, like, My Little Imp bit as, like, this horrible microaggression, when to me, it just came off as, like, an affectionate little, like, I don't know, something. But I guess... So here's the thing. I want to remind everybody that this is titled, I Was Wrong About Blitz. So, like, I'm burying the lead a little. Like, I'm gonna start getting to some, like, revelations, just before everybody starts freaking out and thinking that I don't agree with anyone. So at first, yeah, I was like, oh, the My Little Imp stuff. It's just, they're being affectionate and this and that. I didn't really pick up on the fact that imps, as, like, a race, are, like, a subservient race. And that they're not really, only, so that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I was talking about before. The morals in this show are really confusing. Because I don't even know if it's, like, that imps are a subservient race. It's more that, like, the Vestians or something, whatever Stolas is like just royalty. So like, because you also have like the dog people, you have like every other form of demon, and they all seem to be on the same social class as everybody else. And then it's like all of, don't sleep on this French RPG. And then it's like all of these other, like, it seems like 90% of demon kind are like subservient to the bird people. And so it didn't seem like it was a race thing. It just seemed like a fun little pet name. But on rewatch and on reading your guys' comments, I do understand, because Stolas, I didn't notice that all of Stolas's servants are imps. So that does make it fucked. But I'll finally talk about why the power imbalance thing is like weird for me. And it's not because I'm like, oh, power imbalances don't exist. Let your college professor sleep with his students. You know, like, it's not that. It's that Helluva boss is very confused in what morals I'm supposed to take seriously. Because Blitz is like Helluva boss almost works, and has been Hotel to an extent, but to a lesser extent. They almost function on sexual harassment-based power systems. Like it feels like Hell's currency is almost like sexual harassment. Like, Blitz is constantly harassing people. Everyone's hitting on Stryker. Everyone's making Stryker feel wildly uncomfortable, but nobody's ever like, oh, Blitz is a terrible guy. Blitz shouldn't be allowed around children or anyone, really, because he sexually harasses Stryker. He stalks Millie and Moxie and watches them have sex. You know what I mean? Like, all these characters are casually and comically doing these, like, really, like, you know, horrible things that if any human did it, they'd be canceled or imprisoned. And so when this scene happened, and it's this, like, power imbalance, like, sex for goods situation, it feels like just another silly bit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like the show is like, oh, we're shining a light on the power imbalance of, like, workplace relationships. It feels like it's just another silly, like, oh, you know, Blitz says that Moxie has, like, Blitz is constantly commenting on Moxie's penis, and he's his literal boss. So it's like, you can't be like, Stolas is a shitty person and Blitz does nothing wrong. And again, they both have trauma. They both have trauma equivalent and relevant to how they behave. And also, Blitz murders people. So it's like people being like, oh, well, did you think about the nuance of the workplace imbalance? It's like, I don't know, did the fucking writers think about it before season 2? That's my thing, is that season 2, they're in hell, bad things are bound to happen. Well, that's my thing too, exactly. It's like, I'm scaling my judgment based on they're in hell. Like, this transaction doesn't seem crazy to me when, like, it feels like everyone's doing it. Everyone's fucking everybody. Blitz fucks Chaz the party shark, who is evil. And so it's like, yeah, I think where the writing genuinely falters is it feels like the tone and attitude of this transaction is the same as, like, oh, Blitz is a silly murderer. Blitz stalks, in the same episode that they go to Asmodeus' thing, Blitz is stalking Millie and Moxie. And so it's like, does anyone agree? Is anyone following, like, at all? Again, they're in hell, yeah. I mean, I would have to say that Stolas is without a doubt a better person than Blitz, but just because Blitz is a bad person and Stolas isn't as bad, doesn't mean Stolas doesn't fuck up their relationship. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't mean to be like, Blitz is bad, therefore Stolas is good. I love this live, just deep diving and all of us discussing it. I'm having a blast. I was really afraid to do this. I thought I'd be like stuttering and like wouldn't know what to say. So I'm glad this is going well and you guys are enjoying it. What is this? Season 2, Episode 1, Song from Stolas shows Stolas' views. I don't know if I play that, I might get hit by copyright. I don't know how this works, because I usually get hit by copyright on this show. Who wouldn't stalk Millie and Moxie? Look up the hierarchy. No, but I'm saying, I know the hierarchy. I've had it sent to me. It's that the show is wishy-washy with what morals are fucked at any given time. You know what I mean? And, like, the fact that the show suddenly starts taking itself seriously. Because it's like, even if I look up the hierarchy, right? Stolas obviously is above Blitz. But Blitz is above Moxie and Millie. Because he's their boss. So it's, like, very similar. Let me see. It's like killing moms is okay in the first episode, but God forbid a mafia man kills Moxie's mom. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the main issue with this show, and it turning so serious, is that it feels hypocritical. It's like how there are like a dozen fat jokes in the show, but then there's a scene where Fizz is like, you know, he has like a sign language interpreter at his concert and is all like super respectful to this little deaf kid. And we're like, oh man, look at how progressive and sweet he is. And it's like, what are the show's own fucking morals? I'm not saying that like we should make fun of deaf people, but I just think it's funny that they're fine with all these like fat jokes, and then they're like, look at how woke we are and look at how progressive we are. It's like, you're in hell. It's fine. Like, I don't know. Why are we being like, oh, Fizz is like such a upstanding gentleman? Why are we taking the teeth out of Fizz? Blitz wants to be another fucked day in hell. Stolas wants it to be personal. Okay, we're transitioning now. Because another few comments I got were to look up a video by a guy named Sarcastic Chorus. And I did. It's 59 minutes long. It's like 56 minutes long. I encourage you to watch this. It's 51. I encourage you to watch this. Originally, I was thinking about, like, reacting to it here, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to take any potential, like, viewership this guy might get away from him. I really encourage you to watch it. It's really interesting. You kind of have to pay attention. I don't mean to, like, I also, like, debated talking about this. Never mind. Blitz wants to be an, oh, I already read that. Thank you for the $5, though. That one guy. Oh, thank you for the $20. Hey, Danny, I like the idea of it, being in hell is nobody's a good person. But compare who's less bad. Also, I love the videos and the reaction. And your Danganronpa Let's Play is super underrated. Thank you so much. Let's go. Yeah, I did used to play Danganronpa. No, I agree. I also like that everyone's bad. It's just the idea that, like, it's like moving away from them being bad because it wants to be more dramatic. Like, I liked it more, when it was like, oh, everyone's fucked up. Like, I liked that the transactional thing was like, oh, just another silly day in hell, of course we're bad. Everyone's fucking everybody. But so, Sarcastic Chorus is a very good video. And I was gonna react to it, but I was like, oh, you know, if it's monetized, I don't even know if it is. I don't know if I hit an ad. Maybe it's not monetized. But regardless, go check it out. But there's two instances of really good editing. This dude, like, crushed these two moments of editing. Because I was watching it. I got 1 minute in. And immediately, I was like, you know what? I get it. I get Team Blitz. And here's the moment.
choice to choose him, Stolas screwed himself over so hard. From how he started the convo, how he chose to have it, to the simple fact that for as much as he talks about the power imbalance between them and how wrong it was, it becomes obvious when you look at his actions that he's never really unpacked what that means or changed his behavior. Stolas is a nice guy, but the series seems to be set on making him finally realize that there is a disconnect between what he thinks versus how his actions actually affect those around him.
That right there. Hold up. This editing like instantly won me over. I was like, oh, I get it now. Because I forgot about the main bit with Lululand, which is that Stolas, he should have leaned into Lululand more, because this is such a strong point in favor against Stolas. It's that Stolas has this idea. He's very, like, pick-me. He's very, like, selfish in a way. He's very main character syndrome, where he has this idea that because he envisions that, like, how do I say this? This is why I didn't want to do this live. He has this idea that, like, okay, I have this fantasy of, like, this is a situation. God, I'm really, like, butchering this. Hold on. And Tom, if I make you edit this, feel free to edit around all this nonsense. When Stolas is going into a situation, he comes up, like everybody does, he comes up with a scenario in which, like, this is the best case scenario. If A happens, and then B happens, and then C happens, that will be the perfect lineup to make this situation go well. So he goes in with this, like, plan to all these situations. Like, oh, Octavia is feeling distant from her father. I have this plan. I'm gonna execute it. Oh, I want to see if Blitz truly loves me. If I take away the book, will he stay? Here's the plan for that. I'm gonna execute on it. And he just assumes that because that's his perfect fantasy of the plan, it's everyone else's perfect fantasy. And Lululand perfectly exemplifies that, where he's like, okay, my daughter and I are a little estranged. I'm gonna take her to this carnival that she used to love as a child, not at all thinking about the fact that she has grown up like 10 years. And there's been 10 years of growth and development and hobbies and opinions and interests changing. Not taking any of that into consideration. And I'm going to take her to Lululand because I remember it fondly, and I love Lululand, so she will too. And this will go well. And he doesn't consider her, even while they're at Lululand. And it's because his father didn't do it to him either. And I think that's really interesting writing, and it's really well done. I love when his father takes him to the Lululand equivalent. And what Sarcastic Chorus brings up, but he doesn't tie it to Lululand enough, in my opinion, is that that's the same thing he does with his conversation with Blitz. He, in his head, is like, I'll give this a like. He, in his head, is like, I have this plan of how this is going to go down, and I'm going to execute it step by step, and Blitz will behave the way I'm hoping he will. Not taking into consideration that Stolas has had, like, months to wrap his head around this plan. I'm sorry. Not taking into consideration that Stolas has had months to, like, come up with this plan, to, like, weigh its options, and Blitz has had, like, I think it was, like, 80 seconds. Sarcastic Chorus points out. It's, like, 80 seconds to make a decision on this. And so there's this other bit of great editing. I'm going to read some donations real quick. Just to point out the killing mom thing. Moxie had issues with killing moms in episode 1, which I interpreted as being caused by his own loss of mother. I don't buy that the writers had that planned ahead of time, but I like that. I really like that headcanon. I don't mean to, like, insult the writers or anything, but the fact that the show changes so drastically over the course of the 2 seasons leads me to believe that, like, I don't know how much planning there was, is all I'm saying. Alright, let me see. Some of these others. Thank you for making content. I have a little bit... Oh, thank you for the $10. I have a little bit of a lisp like you. Watching you / seeing you being successful on this platform made me no longer feel insecure about my lisp. Oh, thank you so much. I love... If I may derail real quick. I love comments like that. That's so sweet because I'm really self-conscious about it. Genuinely. And I think I never was until I started making content, but, like, in having to watch my own videos, I'm like, God, I talk that way. But the fact that, like, I get so few comments about it, I get, like, 1 comment a month about it. I think as long as your content is, like, entertaining or people like it, you could sound like anything. And so, but I really appreciate you guys, like, saying stuff like that. It really means a lot to me. Because it is something I, like, think about and have tried to, like, work on. And then someone donated 40 some currency. Stolas should have given Blitz a bit more time. Yes, exactly. That sarcastic chorus goes into that a lot. Stolas does things in a way that he thinks will benefit everyone, even if it doesn't, whereas Blitz wants to do things that will benefit him to protect himself. I agree with that. I think fundamentally that makes Blitz kind of a shittier person, because that's like at least Stolas' heart is in the right place, whereas Blitz is, like, actively trying to be selfish, because, again, there's, like, the stalking Millie and Moxie thing, and again, I don't love that the show is, like, cherry-picking which, like, sexual harassment cases are and aren't funny, you know? Thank you for the $5. It's mostly the fact that with Stolas holding the book that Blitz needs to live, regardless of intention, immediately skewing Blitz's perception. Well, that's another thing. Okay, so yeah, I guess in a way he is his boss. But it's like, here's the thing. Like, yeah, so that's interesting. Thank you guys so much for the donations. I'm really sorry if I'm being slow at getting to them. But that one's really interesting, and I want to linger on that. Thank you for the $5. Regardless of intention, immediately skews Blitz's perception. I don't know if that's entirely true, because Blitz could have just stolen the book. He could have just stolen it the first time. And I assume Stolas, like, you know, maybe found out about it and, like, strong-armed him. But, like, to be like, oh, he needs that to live because that's how he makes his living. It's like an illegal, fucked up living. Like, he's murdering people. Like, get a different job. You know? Like, again, we're cherry-picking morals. It's like, oh, Stolas is holding his, you know, like boarding pass, or, like, his license, his, like, pilot's license. Blitz is, like, or Stolas is holding Blitz's pilot's license over his head. But it's like a fucked up illegal trade. It'd be like, you know, like a... I don't know, like a real contract killer being like, I'll take away your gun unless you have sex with me. It's like, yeah, that's fucked, but everyone's like, I don't know, like, can we really, like, judge? I don't know, it's weird, and also they're all in hell. That's what I mean, the morals are all, like, if Blitz shot Moxie in the kneecap for a bit, like, and it was played off like a joke, and Moxie's like, sir, I don't think anyone would be like, you know what, Blitz has crossed a line. That's fucked up. He just abused an employee. That's my issue with the morals of the show, is that they're, like, suddenly being like, oh, Stolas is, like, you know, doing some heinous shit, even though Blitz kills a mother in, like, episode 1. Danny, your talking and voice is great. Oh, thank you so much. That was so sweet. It's mostly the fact that... oh, no. I read that one. Thank you for the $5. Season 2, Episode 1 song depicts Stolas' exact perspective from his sad marriage to the Blitz excitement, and it comes across as a game, but he realizes his fault. It checks out. No, yeah, I know Stolas feels the Reaper. Like, Stolas even agrees that it's fucked. I just think if we're to... it's not... this is, like, kind of a defense of, like... people think I don't see the nuance of both sides. It's just that I really think Blitz's shittiness eclipses Stolas's, but it eclipses it less than when I started. Because again, I get it now. I get that all of Stolas's servants are imps, so that's fucked. And then also, Sarcastic Chorus is about to do something really cool here, and I'd like to point it out. So...
actions affect others. He's had his entire life wrapped up in his own
here,
emotions.
let me bring it back a little.
But Stolas' whole arc across the series has been a showcase in how he gets wrapped up in his own emotions and then fails to notice how his actions affect others. He's had his entire life planned out for him, and he's never really had a chance to make his own decisions. So you understand why he's so bad at this. But when he keeps repeating the same behavior, creates a situation that hurt himself and others, my sympathy meter starts to bottom out, as after a point, this shit is just on you and you have to be better.
Oh.
And there's no...
I backed it up too far. I was confused. I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. I backed it up too far. The point I want to make is coming up. Subscribe and watch this. Subscribe to Sarcastic Chorus. Watch this video. Please support him. I feel like dirty, like, not editing around this, you know? Like, I don't want people to, like, feel like this is a substitute for watching his video, because it's very well put together.
No better encapsulation of Stolas' lack of change and his still weird relationship with imps than this shot.
I'll fucking die alone if this goes bad.
Now, I'm pretty sure this shot is mostly meant to be a joke like a certain other one in the montage, but it's such a succinct example of just Stolas' attitude towards imps that I feel like I have to mention it. As Stolas is a mess in the morning, worried about how things will go with Blitz, he hates all this waiting, he's freaking out, and this all builds to a point where he's hiding himself in a refrigerator, which is hilarious. But here's the
I don't know why I paused. I'm sorry. I'm going on.
thing. That fridge wasn't empty. You can see its contents all over the floor of the kitchen, meaning that he ripped the fridge open and threw its contents all over the floor to make room for himself, because he's just so worried and nervous about how things are going to go. Meaning that Stolas either doesn't register or worse, doesn't care that his imp servant standing right next to him will be the one who has to clean up this mess when he's done freaking out. Stolas is
Not only is that great props on Sarcastic Chorus for noticing, but that's such a subtle and, like, I don't know, man, Stolas, what good nuance to Stolas' character, because at first when I was watching this, I was like, that's a bit of a stretch, I don't know, but, like, the face of the imp confirms it, one, and yeah, like, he just tears all this stuff out, and you know he's not the one who's gonna have to put it back. And it's not that this is, like... what's so nuanced and so subtle and so good about this specifically is that it's not that this scene is being, like... This both has nothing to do with the upcoming confrontation between Stolas and Blitz, and also a lot to do with it. This is just informing Stolas' character. It's not showing, like... oh, Stolas just walks all over imps. It's showing that he has that main character syndrome. He doesn't take into account how his actions and how his, like, existence affects imps who are of a lower class. And so, like, he wants this... there's a part where this guy puts up a list. He puts up a checklist. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a ton. But it's a part where he puts up a checklist of, like, how Stolas wants this to go. And it's this very romantic, dramatic, beautiful thing. And it's like this fairy tale. Like, Stolas wants this interaction to, like, he wants to take the book away from Blitz and give him the Osmodeus crystal and be like, there, you're free. Choose to love me, please. And, like, the chorus is gonna play, and doves will fly, and, like, rose petals will fall. because he's had months to come up with this plan. But Blitz, in Blitz's perspective, he's getting blindsided by what is essentially his boss or business partner. And in 80 seconds, it's like, I'm taking this away from you. I'm giving this to you. By the way, tell me your deepest, most emotional feelings. Also, this world sees you as lesser. It sees me as royal. And this is all under the pretenses of, I'm allowing you to do some illegal shit. And so it's not fair to Blitz to dump all of this onto him. I exhaust myself. I'm going to read some of this. Thank you so much for the $20, Catter003. Found your channel via Angel Beats. Got sucked since. Sucked in? Wow, you've just been getting sucked since. I made that months ago. Fucking your poor genitals. Thank you so much. A lesser point is that Stolas has never not been in a relationship. And this will be his first time alone. I don't know if that's even true. What about before Blitz? What about pre-Blitz, right? You're right, he's fucking married. I totally forgot he's going through a divorce. I hate that chick. Let's see what else I'm neglecting. Thank you for the 11 pounds. People are mad at Blitz for the way he responded to Stolas' texts. Yeah, that's the other thing. Fuck that. There's more to this comment, though. Blitz is I think it's unapologetic. Unalphabetic. And probably doesn't understand much of his texts. Is unalphabetic a word? Because I could see that being, illiterate. Unalphabetical. I don't know. Maybe it's real. Unalphabetic and probably doesn't understand much of his texts. He can hardly reply to something he doesn't fully understand. I don't know. Well, he's not illiterate. He still, signs and writes contracts. He's a businessman. I don't know if I agree with that. Blitz is also trying to show he cares when preparing for the night in what? Blitz is also trying to show he cares when preparing for the night in the way he knows how. He had his own plans and imaginations for the night. Elaborate? Because I don't know what you're talking about. Blitz, did not show that he cares. Blitz just was using Stolas, once again, as he does often, just to get into a place. I don't agree with that. Let's see. You know, Danny, you usually have such weird opinions. I'm surprised you think normally on this one. What's a weird opinion, Blue Yarn? Blitz is illiterate? I don't think he is illiterate. And even if he's illiterate, that's not an excuse. There's fucking text-to-speech, bitch. I think it means he can't read. He's not illiterate. He writes constantly. There's so many instances. Fucking guys. Hold on. Maybe not in this one, but let me see.
Oh, nothing works.
Sorry. Blitz is not illiterate. Let me see. What's the episode where they go to the beach? Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, spring break.
So take your tampon.
Hold on. Before Brandon Rogers fucking screams at me. SS Cum Gutter. Blitz wrote that. Paperclip, Soap Crisis, 32, Grape Fiesta. Blitz constantly writes just end of sentence. He's not illiterate. Owl's only fall in love once, explaining why he liked Blitz for so long. I've heard that. That is adorable. I really like that. Hey there, I'm a really big fan of your content, and for new content, if you're looking, I was wondering if you would be up to watch Rick and Morty. I don't think so. I don't know. 1, I don't think that would do well. 2, I've seen most of Rick and Morty, and I don't like it post season 3? I don't remember season 4, but season 4 onward, I start disliking it. From the Pickle Rick episode, And I know that's season 3, but there's some good season 3 episodes. It starts getting too pretentious. It gets too like, oh, every episode needs to be smarter than you. And also Rick, not that anyone cares about my Rick and Morty rant and my Helluva boss thing, but Rick started off in the show as like killable. Like he wasn't this like fucking omnipotent cyber god where his like arm splits into 9 cannons and he like you touch him and he dies. He started off like constantly freaking out and needing Morty to do things. And then when you took that away, oh my god, someone donated $100? Who did that? And then when you take that away, it becomes a lot less fun. Hold on, I have to find this 100 smackaroon donation. 20, found your channel, Angel Beats, thank you. So yeah, I don't think, 100. Thank you so much, I can't pronounce your name. Danny, would you ever play through Danganronpa V3? That's the best in my opinion before I get jumped. I think you would enjoy analyzing the characters and their actions, especially Kokichi. Love your videos, super funny. Thank you so much for the donation, first off. That's so sweet of you. And I really appreciate, I'll do more of these live streams if you guys are into them. I just need topics. I need subjects, I guess. Thank you so much. I won't live stream it. I don't want to live stream anything that's a ton of reading. This has been an hour. I'm already kind of gassed. I'm already kind of exhausted. Because I don't drink enough, and I don't breathe enough, and I didn't bring enough liquids for this. Shout out to, Lime Cucumber Gatorade. The best Gatorade flavor. Thank you so much. Blitz doesn't know how to show his love for someone properly because he accidentally killed his mother. Yeah, boy did he. Should we talk about that? That's pretty crazy. I don't know, that really doesn't, like, affect my opinion on anything. I need more, I guess. I need, like, a little more of it. It's just, I don't know. Do you know? Because I don't. I don't know. He has awful spelling. He has awful spelling. Like, that's soap spelled correctly. That's crisis spelled correctly. That's a thing. He doesn't know how to show his love. Here's the thing. I don't think he's illiterate. I think he's callous. I think, because he writes normally in every other instance. In every other instance. I think that's another thing against Team Blitz. Is in every other instance, unless you guys can give me proof, he writes properly. Let me see. What's another boardroom meeting that they do? And he can read. It's just when he texts him that he, like, acts like he doesn't give a shit. And so I wonder if he's just, like typing. What episode was it? I think it's this one, actually. Western Energy. What is this? Liquid Life? What is this? Is this water? This is just water. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Let's get these texts out. I don't think there's any precedence. It's whatevs. Why? I think he's just being a dick. I really do. God damn it. I really don't have more water. I'm just drinking fucking anything that's on my desk. I'm gonna run out of this, and then it's just gonna be men's one-a-day multivitamins. And then cologne. Let me see. He has awful spelling, but only here. Yeah, he's callous as a defense mechanism, and it's easier to show that kind of attitude through text. No, I get it. I don't think Blitz is dyslexic. This is the only instance when he writes like this. Also, this isn't how dyslexic people write. This is how, like, douchebags write. I have dyslexic friends. But I get it. Like, I get why he behaves the way he behaves. But it's like, there's reasons, like, Jeffrey Dahmer behaved the way he behaved. And, like, the Joker. And, like, I don't know anything about Ted Bundy, but maybe. But, like, Mindhunter. The show Mindhunter, if anyone's into it, is all about showing that, like, serial killers and stuff like that don't just, like, pop into existence. Like, it's nurture that makes a lot of them. It's like a combination between nurture, society, and, like, sometimes, like, something going on mentally. And my point is, just because there are causes for behavior doesn't mean you can excuse that behavior. I understand why Blitz behaves the way he does. I just need him to stop hurting Stolas. And I like New Moon because it's a step away from that. I don't think Blitz is, like... I do think he's a bad person. He kills and he's in hell. But, like, you know, no worse than your average person in hell. And so it's like... Except Millie. Millie literally never does anything wrong. Millie's the best one. And so it's just that... Yeah, like, a cause for behavior isn't an excuse for behavior. Blitz is sympathetic, and I like watching him. I like him as a character, but he is just actively harming my favorite character. Some people think they may have brain damage from the explosion. I don't think he does. I think he's just a silly, goofy guy. Let's see. No, he's saying illiterate... Not saying he's illiterate, but he sucks at spelling bigger words. What, like, it? Like, it's... Are we fucking debating? Is this about to turn into a debate right now? My partner and I watch our videos together, and they've become a regular part of dinner time with us. What are your thoughts on Transformers Earth Spark? Is that the one that's like... Sorry, and then this will go back to being about Helluva Boss. But they paid to get my opinion. Oh, I don't know what this is. I have no opinion on this. I have absolutely... If this is anything like Transformers Prime, I'd probably be into it, because Transformers Prime is great. If this is anything like the upcoming movie that's coming out, I'll probably hate it, because that looks like the worst thing anyone's ever made. Oh my god, thank you for the $50, the one kobold. I know our prime focus is a deep dive of Blitzo and Stolas, which I'm loving. I've just been listening to the stream like a podcast while working, but I'm curious on your thoughts for the upcoming final season of Beastars. Okay, very briefly, because you did pay a very large sum, and I appreciate it. And thank you so much to everybody donating. I'll for sure do more of these. I think maybe I've seen people in the chat being like, oh, Danny, watch some of this, like, behind-the-scenes content. Like, Helluva Boss BTS and stuff. I think I'll make that its own stream, because this is done so well. Yeah, because there's a lot of BTS content I could talk about. Anyway, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for the Beastars finale. I have, like, 3 songs written for that. It's gonna be, like, a musical reaction series, because they've taken so long. Come up with 3 whole-ass songs. I have one that's, like, a Lin-Manuel Miranda-inspired one, that's like, Haru... It's like 2 sighs, a name that dances on your tongue, a name that tastes just like a drug, a name that leaves you lost inside your mind. Sorry, anyway, that's one of them. So I'm excited, I'm hyped. Danny, would you drink pickle Gatorade? No chance, no chance. Don't you dare tell me it's the same as lime cucumber. It's not. I see where your head's at. You can access from the browser? He texted Millie once about Moxie in bed, but I don't know which episode. Someone find that episode. Someone find that episode. Love your content. Thank you for the $10, Nebulaser. Love your content and your analysis here. Also, you should play Your Turn to Die. I don't know what that is. How your videos bring me lots of joy, thank you. Also, Stolas was literally being misleading with his texts. Blitz needs straightforward messages. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this slander? What are you talking about? He's being misleading. Hold on. Which one? Which fucking tab was this? I think this one? Being misleading? Let's read out these texts. Let's milk this as long as it can go. I'll probably wrap this up soon, unless people have, like, new arguments, and I'll give like some closing thoughts too. All right, let me see. Why is there such a precedent that Blitz is like illiterate or stupid? Because he's not. I think he's just being an asshole. There's no evidence to support that he's... Oh, this is an adorable picture, by the way. There's no evidence to support that he, like, can't comprehend this. Stolas goes, I'm sorry if if anything I said or did may have offended you tonight. Great text. Perfect text. It's whatevs. Fuck you. Next time you come over, maybe we can talk about what happened at Ozzy's. Why? I get this one. So this is the defense mechanism coming out, where he's like, why would we need to do that? It happened, we yelled at each other, that's what this is. I get that. That's classic, like, abuse victim trauma response. Classic. Being like, what, we fought, and it's over. I had classic abuse victim response. I hope this teaches somebody something. Not that I'm qualified to teach people things, but something a lot of abuse victims feel is like, they'll have a fight, and they'll just like blindly say their emotions, which isn't always a bad thing. Like, in the fight, like, the abuser and the victim will just like blindly say whatever they're feeling at that moment or have been feeling, and then after the fight... Is my tongue blue? Hold on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to derail this fucking... No. Sorry, big derail. I thought my tongue was blue for a second. Classic abuser stuff. They'll say the fight, they'll do everything they do in the fight, and then, after the fight, like the next day or so, it'll be as if the fight didn't happen. Like, they'll think that, oh, we were just letting off steam. They won't think, like... They'll either be like, oh, so-and-so didn't mean any of that, I didn't mean any of that, even though both parties did. You know, we were just angry, we were just expressing anger. And I think that's what this why is. He's like, why do we need to talk about it? You said what you said, I said what I said, we go back to our relationship, nothing needs to change. Something else that Sarcastic Chorus brings up is that Stolas wants... Something that's interesting is that Blitz, like, doesn't want the transaction relationship to change. And I think that's something that the transactional relationship is bad people are... I don't know. It's not that they're ignoring, it's not that it even changes anything, but it's an interesting sprinkle to add to it, where it's like, Blitz is almost mad at the concept of, like, the transactional relationship changing. And for anyone who's, like, new to joining, my thoughts on the transactional relationship were that I think the show fumbles it because they're confused about which morals we're supposed to take seriously and not seriously. Blitz is a contract killer who sexually harasses his employees all the time, and that's funny by the laws of the show. Blitz and Stolas are in a transactional, power-imbalanced relationship. That's not funny. You know, like, but what's interesting is that, like, Blitz, like, wants it to stay that way. Blitz is absolutely wrong for being callous, but it should be noted that he almost certainly views this as a weird role play from Stolas. Blitz doesn't think he can be loved. I don't know. There's a little precedent for that. Kind of. When he, like, in the latest episode, when Stolas comes in and he's, like, talking about, what's it called? He's like, Stolas is like, you know, we need to have a talk. And Blitz is like, alright, I've never done this kinky shit before. So yeah, there's something. I'm not fully with you. You always manage to get me to laugh. Thank you for the $20, Megan. Thank you for giving this live stream a go. You're really brave. Thanks. Maybe you should react to Delicious in Dungeon one day. I think you'll really like it. Yeah, I'll do a poll about that one. Because I've seen the first half of the season, and it's hype. A+, geographic tongue representation, thank you. Blitz acts callous in texts, but he always responds quickly to Stolas, even with 300 unread notifications. But you're right, he's not dyslexic, just uneducated. Again though, okay, so let's read this. Somebody said that Stolas is being unfair with these texts because they're misleading. I'm sorry, never mind. It's not a big deal. I was just worried about you. You seem very upset and you took off so fast, but maybe I read too much into that. I'm glad if that's not the case. I wasn't upset either. I just wanted to make sure you weren't, and obviously you can handle any stupid joke a clown can make. Asmodeus can be very invasive with his humor, but I thought it was pretty funny myself. What he said about me, at least. I enjoy being the subject of jest. Maybe you can say mean things to me too next time you come over. I don't think it's fair for people to look at Blitz's texts and be like, this shows walls of... This shows his walls, his emotional walls. This shows layers of trauma. This also shows layers of trauma. And I think even though the poll that I posted showed that more people are Team Stolas than they are Blitz, I think I'm just kind of blind. I don't see a lot of people sticking up for Stolas. Because this shows equal, if not more, trauma response than Blitz. First off, this is a beautifully written text by the writers. This is like such a realistic text. But yeah, I'm sorry, never mind. The backpedal is like, this why is so hostile. And so he backpedals. It's not a big deal. I was just worried about you. You seemed very upset and you took off so fast. Very gently offering Blitz a chance, opening the door to Blitz to talk about his feelings. You seemed upset. I was worried about you. But maybe I read too much into that. Offering Blitz an out, like, oh no, I was fine, on the off chance that Stolas is wrong and Blitz wasn't upset. Offering him an out. I'm glad if that's not the case. I wasn't upset either. I just wanted to make sure you weren't, and obviously you can handle any stupid joke a clown can make. This is where the trauma comes in, because Stolas clearly was upset. He was upset the whole night. But he doesn't want to, make a scene. He doesn't want Blitz to think that he's being dramatic. He's cowering away. Asmodeus can be very invasive with his humor, but I thought it was pretty funny myself. What he said about me, at least. I enjoy being the subject of jest. That is I think again, that's him being oh, but if you found it funny, then it was funny, It wasn't a big deal to me. If you don't want this to be a big deal, it doesn't have to be. I think this is a great text. I think this is such a fair, reasonable, nice text. Check, Stolas did everything wrong. Yeah, we were talking about that. Right here. I'll go back to it in one sec. Let me see the other text. And then we go to... the part I glossed over, the worst part, actually, honestly. Maybe you could say mean things to me next time you come over. Good intentioned, but, I don't think, not a good time to bring up the fact that, you guys have these booty calls. He goes, sure. I don't know why he's texting like this, because he's not like this. I think this is a defense mechanism. He's not illiterate, he's not dyslexic. He's trying to play it off. Which, again, point to them. Point to Blitz. Thanks for helping me with Via today. You were great in that human show. No problem. Rude. Are you coming back over tonight with the book, like always? If you don't feel like coming, that's okay. I'm sure I can do without it for a month. Okay. These are all... What's misleading? Do you plan to visit tomorrow? I think that's too much. I don't know. I know you've been busy and working hard. It's your night. If you're not up to it or to... this is a very both sides text conversation. This is a very both sides text conversation. I think they're both, like, navigating this in realistic ways. I think this is, like, Friends with Benefits, where Blitz is afraid to be loved and accept himself, while Stolas is learning to accept and love himself. I see that. Good thing to look at for Blitz's lower education is the Truth Seekers episode, where we see his insecurity about Moxie's superior vocabulary. When they were getting made fun of at Ozzy's, we see it as his past trauma, and Blitz sees it as he was embarrassed at being seen with an imp. When they were getting made fun of at Ozzy's, we see it as his past trauma, and Blitz sees it. Interesting, actually. Interesting. Let me see that. This isn't the episode I want. I should have Ozzy's episode somewhere, right? No, I guess I don't. The problem with Stolas did everything wrong, a Stolas analysis, is he's talking about just this night, essentially. It's not...
down, or that Stolas' reaction to Stella is to actually freeze up and shut down in the first place. Of all the scenes we've seen of Stella and Stolas together, it's clear that Stella has always been emotionally abusive towards Stolas, calling him Stolas, humiliating him in public, and mocking...
Fuck me, is that why she does it? Is that why I do it? Fuck. Oh no. Oh man, I thought that was just how she pronounces his name. Thank you for the $10, Victoria. I think the reason there's a lot of Blitz defense is because Stolas is almost put on a pedestal as the good one of the relationship in the fandom. So people focus on Blitz, since he's the one being shot at. Fair. I agree, I also put Stolas on a pedestal. I do think, again, this video, Stolas did everything wrong. And your guys' very, very respectful comments, which I very much appreciate, have helped me understand. Like, there's toxic aspects. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. I have such trouble hating anyone who isn't directly mean to me or someone I know. But, like it's hard for me to nuanced hate someone. Problem is that while this interaction is due in part to Blitz's major character flaws, this also shows Stolas' shortcomings, because Stolas acted hypersexual in response to Blitz's own energy in their first adult interaction. Blitz believes that it's all about sex, but I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if it's fair to be like, this feels like it's taking the energy, like, responsibility away from Blitz. It's like victim blaming. You know? That's like if I was like, oh, Blitz can just say no to Stolas. Like, you're saying Stolas could have just said no to Blitz. And it's like, there's a lot of sympathetic reasons why Stolas accepted sex from Blitz. First off, he broke into his house. So Blitz kind of had the power in that situation. Broke into his house and was like, I kill people. That's something we also forget, is that Blitz, I think it's very reasonable to argue that Blitz used the fact that he kills people to get sex from Stolas. I need chat to acknowledge that. Blitz was like, I kill people, and Stolas very nervously was like, should I be afraid? And then Blitz was like, do you want to be afraid? And then starts sexually advancing him. And then, so there's that. There's that Stolas is in a loveless marriage and has never been loved by truly anybody in his entire life. Blitz is his one and only and first friend. Then Blitz shows, Blitz ignores all of Stolas' no's. So, like, low-key sexually assaults him. And then, what's it called? And then he fucking, like, finds a connection with someone that he had a connection with as a child, who is seemingly consenting to sex. So I don't think it's fair to be like, oh, Stolas was in the wrong that night Blitz broke in. Thank you for the $5, Zach Harrison, but I'm not gonna watch Maggio Record. I hear it's bad, and I don't want to watch any bad Madoka Magica content, because Madoka Magica is like a 11 out of 10. Stolas can't be killed? Stolas is like a god compared to Blitz, though he froze an imp by looking at him. Blitz is such a smooth talker, he definitely had the power. People skim over that episode. Sorry, Danny, I feel like Stolas had the power in that situation. How? How in the world? How does Stolas have the power in this situation?
Certainly is easier than going through your fucking staff.
One would think you might be here for nefarious reasons if you are sneaking in during the cover of night.
Well, I wanted to crash the party, and it's always more fun, you know, to make an entrance.
I recall how you enjoy making an entrance. So, over 2 decades since I last saw you, are you still a circus clown?
Oh, no, not anymore. No, I kill people now.
Oh, how afraid should I be?
Boom! Is this not worse than the part where Stolas is like, oh, you know, by the way, you using my book is illegal. He's using the threat of death on Stolas. And I saw some comments be like, oh, Stolas is immortal. Not to fucking assassins, and these assassins know that. They've mentioned that a Carmilla Carmine weapon can kill royalty. And they know that. He doesn't know that Blitz doesn't have that.
Well, I mean, how afraid do you want to be?
Oh, well, I, you know, I was teasing. I don't
You know,
really...
you seem pretty
Stolas clearly not wanting it.
tense. How about I help you out there?
You know, this is, getting a wee bit... Is it hot? I'm starting to feel it getting very hot. Oh, what are you doing? I barely remember your name.
I refuse to accept that you can, like, see this as, like, silly and goofy and quirky, and yet are like, Stolas is the worst of the two. That's insane. Blitz has all the power here. Stolas is afraid he's gonna be murdered, and even if he's not afraid he's gonna be murdered, he's saying no. He doesn't want to have sex with him. This is sexual assault. Wait, hit me. Debate me. Debate me right now. This is the part, that Blitzo is the one in the wrong. Yeah, you guys are so wrong. Let's see. Love the deep dive, Danny. Hope Nick doesn't hurt you too bad for sharing your opinions this time. Yeah, well, you know, come to... Oh, this is live? Yeah, I like how people don't know this is live. You're so fair on that, to be honest. Blitz said very clearly at the end of the kidnapping episode, Stolas can get hurt in a disbelieving way. Hold on. At the end of the kidnapping episode. Well, this seems iffy. What part seems iffy, SLX? How afraid should I be with Stolas flirting? No, it wasn't. It just wasn't. Look.
People now.
Are you still... Oh, how afraid should I be?
Look at him moving away from Blitz. Look at him being afraid of him. Stolas was literally flirting when he said, should he be afraid? He knows he most likely is safe. No, he's not. He's clearly not flirting. Like, body language and tone. My guys. My guys, gals, and squals. When Stolas is in the hospital, you only answer the paid comments. To be fair, I'm getting like hundreds of comments, and the paid ones glow in blue so I can see them. Also, people are paying, so they should get priority, just out of respect to them paying and donating. Like that one guy, thank you for the $2. Ever heard of the Ghost Stories dub? I have, yeah, I might react to that at some point. 707, not a paid comment, by the way. Stolas initiated flirting before Blitz told him he kills people. That doesn't give Blitz permission to be so aggressive. Yeah, exactly. He was flirting, Stolas was flirting before Blitz said he kills people. Then he backs away from him. It's not just Blitz's fault, but Stolas deserves better. Season 1, Episode 6, around 9:20, Blitz's hallucination of Moxie talks overly fancy, like Stolas, and then mocks him, saying, "It's Satan's plain English." Season 1, Episode 6. Let me see. Oh, and then I do have a Twitch chat that is apparently mad that I'm ignoring them. The multi-stream doesn't really work. I miss the paid ones.
End of the rainbow, there's happiness.
Not assault. Super assault. 100% assault. It's
100%.
100%. It's 100% assault. Stolas asked how afraid should I be in a turned-on way. He wasn't really scared. Dude. Yes, please react to the amazing digital circus. Sure. People here do not know about manipulation. Do you think you'll ever watch FMA bloopers? I could. There's a chance, for sure. Danny, you're gonna get smacked? By what? Definitely assault. Cool. Thanks, Invader Alley. Stolas can freeze imps with his eyes. He's not in danger. He so could be. There's weapons. Also. Let's not be like, just because someone's like physically stronger, they can't be assaulted. Like a tiny little girl can absolutely sexually assault like a huge like powerlifting dude, because it's not about physicality. Like he's clearly uncomfortable. He's clearly uncomfortable. Look at this. Oh God, why am I butchering
Saw
this?
you. Are you still a circus clown?
Oh, no, not anymore. No, I kill people now.
Oh, how afraid should I be?
Watch the O. Watch the O.
Oh, how afraid should I be?
Ready? Frown. You're telling me that's flirty and, like, suggestive? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at it at a different angle. How often do you think he actually gets any affection? For all he's known is spousal abuse. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's not flirting. Okay, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. And again, I'm being intense. Let's keep this civil. You know, like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm, like, you know, saying people are acting crazy or anything like that. I think this is an important poll, maybe. And I think this is important, like, he's not, but okay, even if this is flirting, because it could be misconstrued as that. For sure, genuinely.
How afraid should I be?
Oh. Stolas naive to social class in Season 2, Episode 1. Bows to Blitz. Plus, he only recognizes the problem after Ozzy. Watch.
I was teasing. I don't
Now
really.
you seem pretty
Doesn't want it.
tense.
Doesn't want it right now.
How about I help you out there?
You know, this is...
Doesn't want it. Can anyone argue with that? Even if that first one, I don't think he was scared, but nervous and shocked. Even if we ignore him thinking he can be killed. Because again, that really doesn't matter. Even if we ignore it. What made him change his mind after he got bit? He was clearly uncomfortable, and then his attitude changed. It was the first time he's ever... Like, just because he was... Okay. So he does change his mind once he's bit. That doesn't change the fact that Blitz pressured and coerced him into it. You know, this is like some like sex ed 101 here, guys. So I'm gonna, engage with your audience. Poll, start a poll. How do I do this? Stolas said no, Blitz ignored it. Plain as that. Also, Blitz just broke into the royal party, tells Stolas that he kills people. Yeah, he broke into his house and is like, I'm a murderer. There's definitely tension. Stolas hints at wanting something to happen when he mentions Blitz being there for other reasons which sound sexual. Even if it sounds sexual, he's saying no, and Blitz is like grabbing him. This is sexual assault. It's simply, I like don't even want to do a poll. I don't even know what the poll would be, because I feel like is or is this not sexual assault is like in poor taste. It just so objectively is. I'm sure being hit on by your crush from childhood while married is a weird place to be. Yeah, true, exactly. Yeah, it was the attention and the passion. Like, it makes sense that Stolas, like, was into it after the bite. But, like, the fact that that Blitz drilled through wall after wall of no is what makes it fucked. Yeah, no means no. And again, they're in hell, and they all are doing bad things. And, like, Blitz has sexually harassed his employees, and I'm not like, this guy should be out of the show. I'm just saying, you can't be like, Stolas having a power dynamic makes him worse than Blitz. You just can't. And also, I stand by that Blitz started this shit. Thank you for the $75. Looking forward to Link Click Season 2 whenever that happens. Thank you so much for the... God, that really has pressured me to get that coming soon. That'll be the next one. I 100% am going to make that the next one. Alright, let's see. Should I do, like, is Stolas in the wrong? I don't know. The comments are starting to pass the vibe check. Why I'm Stolas aside is character accountability. Stolas can be naive, but he openly tries and talks and fixes that. Yeah, Mercedes, you're on it, dude. You're on it. Agreed. Blitz just wants the book in this scene. The power dynamic is dealer and addict. I'd say the power dynamic's that here, kind of. Because no one has ever been affectionate towards Stolas, us including men. And Stolas is gay. Or bi, I don't know. But like, hey gang, is the answer not an enthusiastic Hey gang, is the answer... This is written weird, but thank you for the $5. Oh, if the answer is not an enthusiastic and overt yes, it's a no. I mean, Blitz never planned on actually doing Stolas, so he was just doing this as a distraction. Only reason he stayed was out of pity. Okay, here's where what I said about this show's morals being whack comes into play. Because as a like, oh, Blitz needs a distraction. He's an assassin. He's doing some covert shit. You know, it's like when James Bond seduces a woman for some, like, like, nuclear launch codes or whatever. It's like, if we're suspending our disbelief and being like, oh, you know, an assassin's gotta do what an assassin's gotta do, and, like, we're suspending our disbelief and being like, killing people isn't that bad, then that's fine. But the problem is that the show then is like, oh no, like, Stolas is like, or like that the fandom is like, no, Stolas is being an awful person because of this power dynamic situation, because it's a transactional relationship. And that is an awful person thing to do in real life and in media, but the show puts that next to other horrible shit and is like, oh, well, this is just silly and goofy. Blitz stealing the book and fucking Stolas as a distraction, that fucks with Stolas emotionally forever. Literally forever. But he's just doing what an imp's gotta do. That's just an imp being imp, baby. You know? It's the fact that not all sins are weighed equally in the show that makes the community, that, like, it's, like, dangerous. It's dangerous messaging. Because, again, the community's like, oh, no, Stolas was asking for it. Stolas wanted it. And then, even though he said no, he ended up liking it, so that's okay. That's dangerous. That's not good, dude. That's bad. You know? Thank you for the 25 Rons. Stolas can freeze people or teleport them out instantly if he feels in danger. That's not the point. That is not the point. Because again, like a 200 pounds of muscle, 7 feet tall bodybuilder can be sexually assaulted by 90-pound frail little girl, not little girl, well, but like adult woman, like a frail 90-pound adult woman, because it's the pressure. If she has like power over him, if she has like, if anything, if he's just uncomfortable, and she's like, you're really gonna say no? Like, you're really gonna be a bitch about this? You're really gonna be a pussy and back out right now? Be a man and fuck me. If that dude then fucks her, that's sexual assault. For sure. For absolute sure, you can pressure somebody and make them nervous and uncomfortable enough. And even if it doesn't get that, as long as the video, the longer the better. Even if they change their mind midway, you're like, you can't be like, listen, no, you can't be like, yes means yes, and 14 no's means no, but 1 through 13 no's, that's a yes. Like, just because Stolas is immortal doesn't mean he can't be sexually assaulted. Like, that's fucked. Absolutely not. I think that Stolas wanted to back out. And I want, like, please, genuinely, if you like my content, I know it's really fun to, like, watch debate content and, like, when you're doing a fun debate, and I want this to be a fun video, when you're doing something like this, it's so easy to dig your heels into the ground and be like, oh, this dude's just yapping. Let me wait until he says something that'll get him canceled. If you like my content, and I will do this with you guys as well. I promise you I'm doing this. The whole point of the video is to show you I've changed my opinions on Blitz. I've acknowledged his nuance. I agree that Stolas has, like, engaged in fucked activity by pressuring Blitz into this relationship. I agree with all of that. I will do this if you do it as well. Listen to my points with an open mind. Like, genuinely listen to what I'm saying. And if you, like, again, this whole thing has been you guys convincing me. I know it's very easy to dig your heels into the ground and be like, I'm just gonna say my view and wait for it to change his mind. You have, like, just consider what I'm saying, please, is all I'm asking. And I will show you guys the same respect. You're fine, Danny, but I think even this scene has nuance. Explain the nuance. As an SA victim, confusion, nervousness plays a huge role into it. This was sexual assault. Agreed. You literally haven't. I haven't what? Doing it. Stolas was also drunk at the time? I don't know if he was, like, crazy drunk. I guess he was drunk. But, like, I don't know if he was, like, buzzed. He didn't seem, like, crazy drunk. Oh, well, he throws up at the end. Yeah, I guess he was drunk. Yeah, and he was drunk, so... in Blitz's defense, I don't think he knew that. In Blitz's defense, I don't think he knew he was drunk. I don't think Stolas wanted to be back away from the relationship. Yes. I think it's definitely SA. No one can disagree that Blitz began to touch Stolas when he spread his legs before he got consent. That's assault regardless of how lighthearted the situation is. No, exactly. And I'm not, like... That's the thing, is it's like, the show doesn't know which moments it wants us to take lightheartedly. Because Blitz also stalked and sexually harassed Millie and Moxie, and that's, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, fuck Blitz for that. It's like, it's an edgy show, it was put in a funny, silly context, so it's whatever. Blitz was just using Stolas' feelings as a way to get the book. Consent is key. Hey, Danny, I love the deep dive into your thoughts on Stolas and the characters themselves, and this might be random, but I'd love to see you react to the solo leveling anime. Super random. He was trying to get away. Yeah, well, he was also trying to steal his property. So, like, regardless, he's doing awful shit. Like, there's no nuance. I would argue there's no nuance. He's stealing shit from Stolas at the end of the day. Hey, Danny, I love the deep dive. Solo leveling, I won't react to it. I've talked about it on my podcast, Otaku's Anonymous, so there's nothing to even react to. Like, I already talked about it all. Love your points. Going to work because started on... Yeah, I like this. I think the scene is purposeful to show that their relationship was never going to work out because they started on completely different notes. No, he wasn't drunk, though. I think he was. He throws up at the end. Next day.
Your husband.
I think he does. Morning after.
Sorry,
Oh, no, I guess not. I don't know. I don't know if he was. He drinks, but, you know, like an adult can drink a little. Can you stop having the same argument and move on to a new topic? I don't know what a new topic would be. This was just the topic. But, react to Toilet Bound. Is there a movie with 80s? To Get Quiet for anyone else? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll move on. I don't really know what else. I've kind of talked about it all. It's kind of, if everything is edgy comedy, nothing turns serious. No, well, that's the thing, though, is it's like, oh, he does take absinthe. He downed absinthe. That's true. I've never done absinthe, so I don't know the effects. Can we switch topics? It brings back bad memories. For sure, for sure. Danny, you're absolutely right about being there's legit no other way. Thank you so much, Christopher. I'm going to move on. I don't want to, I don't want to bum anyone out. But thank you guys so much for the donations. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you guys want me to cover? Because I think I've talked about it extensively. An hour and a half seems like a good amount of time to talk about it. Danny, have you watched Invincible? I have. I have controversial opinions about Invincible. I love the comic. Love the comic. But I think the show's doing it dirty. The show is not doing it justice. And season 2 is, not good, in my opinion. It's so slow. And the comic's slow at points too, for sure. But the animation is, not good. The animation's really bad for a comic with, some of the best art in Western comics. Let's see. Reminder about Season 1, Episode 6, 920. I don't remember what we were talking about with that. Season 1, Episode 6, 920. True Seekers.
Your health is your
Oh,
biggest
that's right. I
Find
remember this.
Anthem
Let's
Blue
see.
Cross plan starting in 0.
I love this.
Simply follow your orders. It isn't my fault if your orders are as nonsensical as a sun-tanning bed left out on the cold, rainy porch of a fresh April shower.
Why are you talking like that? What the fuck does that even mean?
I am simply speaking Satan's plain English. Perhaps you should crack open a dictionary sometime, and then maybe you could understand half of the frivolous things I carry on and on about.
Okay. Alright, this was worth touching on. This was definitely worth touching on. This is cool. This is really cool. Interesting. This is really cool. It was really, yeah. I don't even know if it's subtle. I just missed it. I like that it's I like him, the subtle bit is him being like, why are you talking like that? I like that he's I don't understand. Why won't people talk to me clearly? Why won't people just say what they mean? And he's like, this is how everybody talks. What's wrong with you? This is really good. I'm really glad you brought this up to me. I really like this. The thing about doing reactions... Oh, Wobblehawk. Hey, buddy, when JoJo's? Wow, you bastard. You absolute bastard. I'm sending that money back. What if I click this? Will it send it back? No, you rat bastard. JoJo's never, probably. If it ever wins a poll, I'll do JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But it's just, I get the bit. I get it. Everything's goofy and silly. If everything's goofy and silly, nothing's goofy and silly, and therefore I have nothing to joke about. That's the problem with JoJo's. The problem with the reacting to shows like this and anything, and why I really respect you guys being so respectful and nice in your comments and like correcting me on things, is that when I'm watching something, 80% of my brain is wired thinking about jokes. And that's tough. It's tough to catch everything. It's tough to catch everything when you're so focused on, like, trying to be funny. When you're so focused on perceiving yourself. And also you're pausing a lot, and, like, so things do get missed, things slip. You know, I watch episodes, like, 3 days, sometimes, like, a week apart, so I forget things. Out of respect for Danny, well, y'all are rude if you don't want to hear the topic. We've moved on. I get it. There were some rude comments, for sure. But, like, I get wanting to move on. You really need to watch Detective. And I appreciate you sticking up for me. Let me see. Muichiro. I respect that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Note for mobs, do not spam. Yeah. Do not continue to ask on Seraph after we've told you it's been noted. Seraph at the end. Yeah, it's on the list. Use your money to buy premium. Premium what? YouTube premium? No chance. YouTube should give me premium. Also, at least this way, I'm, like, supporting the show, you know? Like, I'm giving them money. Damn, I hate that I missed most of this live. It'll stay on here. I think this one will just stay on YouTube. I'll see. I'll see how I feel. Or I'll edit it down a little. But I think I've been yapping so much that there's almost nothing to edit, is the problem. Yeah, Invader Zim's VA is Moxie. Shout out to the $100 donors that have been buried. I think I got them. I think I got a lot of them. Let me see. Is there a way to check? Danny, oh, nope, this one I missed. Danny, I think you should play Omori. It's very good, but it's a very tragic story. Thank you for the $100. God damn, dude. I guess I will do more of these. You guys really are into it. I play Omori. I hear it's short, which is good. Are you going to watch Kaiju number 8? For anyone asking me if I'm going to watch any modern anime coming out, check out my podcast, Otaku's Anonymous. That's where I talk about a lot of these recent anime. Any other $100 donations that I'm missing out on? Oh my god. On behalf of MDZS fandom, please react to MDZS. Thank you for the $5 Melody, but I will when it gets dubbed. I'm done reacting to subbed shows. It just makes for a bad viewing experience. It makes for a hard editing experience. Yeah. What is pink? 75. Looking forward to... Oh, right. Link click. Okay, cool. I think I'm caught up on the expensive ones. Let me talk to Twitch a little. Delicious in Dungeon. I think I might react to Delicious in Dungeon. I think that would do well here. Alright. Are you really doing a stream to see who's wrong or what's happening? I kind of did it. I think I'm wrapping up the stream. It's a lot of people just talking about asking me to react to stuff now. So... yeah. Thank you guys so much. Let me know in the comments of this what you thought of the stream and what other topics you'd like to see me talk about. I think I'll do another stream talking about, like, the behind-the-scenes content. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for engaging in, like, a very respectful discussion. You have changed my mind on the Blitz Stolas situation. Yeah. All right, and we'll see. Either this will stay up on YouTube, or it'll go on Patreon, where all my live streams go, and I'll chop this up and put an edited version on YouTube. I'll see. I don't know. I'm a pretty relentless yapper, so I really don't even know what would get cut out.